pitcher Wahab. Yeah.
How do you do?
Yep. Tanner Wahab. He's number 12, at least on stats.
Okay.
And
I don't need to have his number.
did you have a first name or for Mesa?
Christian.
Christian?
Number 8.
He's 8.
Yes.
Christian Mesa.
I didn't have to go ask because he's new.
Oh yeah. All right. Tanner Wahab is. Oh, you say you don't need the number.
I don't have number for high school.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Did Josh have to go to the hospital yesterday?
Yeah.
Is Julian Hunt even still with the team?
He got released. Or we granted his release.
He asked for it.
Yep.
I can't say as I blame him. He's a good hitter and he never played, especially recently. And I don't know, there was probably some more other things going on.
Yeah. Him and Dawson didn't see eye to eye. No problem.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think I will either.
As long as I can read my writing, which
Yeah.
sometimes is in doubt. But I did see Monkowitz come in, so he's here.
Yeah, they're here. Him and Taylor are here for a day.
It's been a while since Taylor's done it too. I wonder if they're going to start him Friday or Saturday.
I bet they will.
They're just so shy on him. I mean, it's on arms. It's just I don't know what you do right now. You about got to start. I mean, if you're guys that aren't starters, that you know you're going to start, got to tell him.
Yeah.
I guess I've got to be about ready every night
Be ready.
right now.
Or yeah. But in the next or a few years.
Maybe not so much tonight, but certainly in the next 5 games after that, because that's what's either going to get you in or not in a tournament.
Is that Chettle?
Cheat 'em.
Cheatham?
Yes.
What's his first name?
Tyson.
Tyson, thank you.
I mean, that was the whole reason that those 2 games against Hayes,
Yeah.
they were still in those games when he put position players in the pitch.
True.
You know, when he put Trey and Grant in, I think they were what? When he put Trey in, it was still just like 8-4.
Yeah.
And when he put Grant in, it was 7-1 at that time or something like that. Or, yeah, they weren't so much in that one. They certainly were in that one. I think he just kind of figured, well, he ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So he's going to throw a position player. Man, Grant's pitching was about as unpredictable as his hitting. I mean, he was all he could not he could not throw his breaking pitch for a strike.
I didn't know he did.
I didn't either. I didn't know Trey. I don't think they do.
No. No.
I mean, it got entered in there. I'm not sure if it accidentally. It shows. And they may not have showed up on here. It showed Plunkett as him throwing twice already. I know that was his first time.
Yeah, that
Unless,
was first. That shouldn't have been.
I think it even showed Trey as throwing twice or
Really?
something.
It shouldn't be.
Because I know Parks, Dawson said he's done. He won't be back anymore this summer. So that's one of your best arms probably.
No doubt.
But I think they kind of knew going in that he was only gonna this summer was only gonna pitch it maybe a handful of times, and he only did 3. He's on some. Well, he's doing an internship at a law firm, and then Dawson said that him and his mom and his sister or something, they're in Hawaii or something now on a vacation or something like that. So I guess I wonder what they must have some big town festival or something going on.
Yeah,
They got
Kansas Wheat Festival.
Wheat Festival,
Yeah.
and they had rides and kids and people and stuff going on everywhere.
And they always start, the Wednesdays always picnic in the park. So,
It's called what?
picnic in the park.
Ah. Not a bad night. It's muggy, but
Could be worse.
yeah,
Yes.
it's middle of July. It could be worse. It could be 100 and muggy.
Yeah.
And often is, but no.
Yeah.
Will they do a national anthem?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I turn that? Certainly I turned that. Maybe I- Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pipeliner Baseball here on the Ad Astra Sports Network. It is a warm, muggy evening here in Wellington, as tonight it's the McPherson Pipeliners and the Wellington Heat. Scott Hogan with you tonight again on the Ad Astra Sports Network here at Hibbs Houghton Stadium, the old stadium here in Wellington. Reminds you of the old minor league ballparks that are kind of scattered around Kansas and Oklahoma as the Pipeliners play their next to last road game of the season tonight against the Wellington Heat. The last time here was June 7th, a 13-3 victory for Wellington. Things were a lot different when the two played a doubleheader on June 30th in McPherson. The Pipeliners winning game 1, 3-2, and really had chances in game 2 of that doubleheader and ended up falling 7-5, so they're hoping to ride that experience and, of course, the momentum from the win the other night. As we'll take a quick break for the anthem and be right back. Well, welcome back to our Pipeliner pregame show as the Pipeliners broke out of that 5-game skid 2 nights ago, beating the Kansas Curve 14-7, actually becoming tied with the Curve at 9-11 in the South Central, and 1 game ahead of the Outlaws. So the rest of the way going to be very important for the Curve, the Pipeliners, and the Outlaws, those teams battling to try to qualify for the league tournament. As the Wellington Heat take the mound, they come in off of a split with the Outlaws, losing yesterday 6-3. As the Heat find themselves 2 games back of the Kansas Cannons, who are really playing some good baseball right now. Tanner Wahab will start his warm-up tosses for the Wellington Heat. And for Wahab, this is his 5th appearance of the season. He's thrown 20 innings. He has given up 4 earned runs, 5 runs total on 14 hits. His ERA, a minuscule 0.80. He has walked 4, struck out 16. He has hit 7 batters. The first baseman will be Jake Selko. He'll bat. The left fielder, Aaron Eshelman, bats 7th. Batting 8th is the catcher, Grant Plunkett. And batting 9th is Frank Yakovich. He will be out in right field. As we'll look around the field for Wellington, we'll get their batting lineup when they come to the plate in the bottom of the first. And we'll look at Carter Hahn's numbers, as well. as we move into the bottom of the first, but we're ready for first pitch here on the Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. Again, a low 90, warm, muggy evening. The wind here at Hibbs Hooten Stadium is blowing in from right, which is a short porch. As Yukamoto will take outside ball one, we're underway. As Trey comes in, what a nice season he's having. 352 average. He's doubled 5 times. He's knocked in 13. And he slices one towards left center field. It's going to be a long run and catch made by Allen. So that'll bring up Daniel Arroyo. Shortstop Arroyo, he comes in an even 250 average. He's driven in 14, a homer and 3 doubles. I mentioned Allen in center, Carpenter's in left, and Hegman is in right. As Wahab first pitch down the right field line, and it slices foul for Arroyo, strike one. In the Wellington Heat going the yellow jerseys tonight. Black lettering, gray pants. Pipeliners going with the black jerseys, gray pants this evening. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count to Arroyo is 0-2. Williams at third, Barks at shortstop. That's the left side of the infield. There's a line drive into right center field for Arroyo. And he's aboard with a one-out single. First 2 batters going opposite way. Yukamoto nearly had extra bases, and now Arroyo's aboard for the first baseman, Jake Selko. Selko, 367 average. He's driven in 29, homered 5 times, 4 doubles. His homers and doubles lead the team. Arroyo, 7 of 10 in steals. And Selko takes low and away, ball one. And we mentioned the short porch in right, just 294 down the line to right field. It's 316 to left. Selko swinging 1-0, fouls it back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Right center field, 325. Left center is 355. And if you go straight away center, it's just over 400. Selko ready. 1-1 pitch. Misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. And you got a concrete wall from center to the left field pole, and then it's wooden from center to right field. At least that's what it appears to be. As a throw in to first, Arroyo back safely. Again, the big overhead, nice seating. 2-1. And that time the strike at the knees called strike 2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Meza at second and Rankin at first, with Bray behind the plate. That's the rest of your Wellington infield. Arroyo out to a better lead. They throw over to first. Arroyo back in safely. He reached on a 1-out single. The count on Selko is 2-2. Now Wahab ready and goes back over to first. Already a few shadows. It's the Wheat Festival this week. Opening night is tonight. There is carnival and people everywhere as we came into town. Selko hits the 2-2 high to right center field, but not far enough with the wind blowing in. The center fielder Allen at the warning track makes the catch for out number 2. Arroyo has to hold up at first, and it'll be the third baseman, Tyler Brown, with 2 down. Around a 340 hitter. 9 doubles, couple of home runs. He's driven in 18.
gets out to a little better lead. And Brown takes a strike on the outside corner. Actually got the fastball, and most pitchers anymore are not going to throw him a first pitch fastball. Now low throw dug out of the dirt by Rankin over at first. Ray Lozano moves to the on-deck circle. Arroyo at first, 2 down, top of the first. Curveball outside to Brown. It's 1-1. Pipeliners 11-21 overall, 9-11 here in the South Central. 1-1 to Brown is outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wellington is 22-10. They're 14-5. A couple of games behind the Kansas Cannons. Brown 2-1. Fouls it off the end of the bat for strike 2. All right, now the wind kind of seems to be trying to switch more to a straight northerly direction. It's been east-northeast. Now Wahab ready, the 2-2 pitch to Brown. Arroyo moving is off the glove, and Arroyo will go ahead and stop at second. So Brown will have a full count pitch coming up. Since it would have been a wild pitch, I don't know that if you give a stolen base there. I don't think you do. Glad I'm not the scorer. I'm not sure on that one. Here comes the payoff to Brown. Line drive into right field is going to fall in. They're going to send Arroyo, and then they'll hold him up as it was hit too much on a rope to Hegman. So Brown with the 2-out single. There's runners at the corners, and it'll be up to Ray Lozano to try to get the runners home. Lozano hitting .295, 6 doubles. He's driven in 10. So every hit, except for Selko's out, has been opposite field off of Wahab. Let's see if the Pipeliners can grab the early lead here on the road. Lozano takes a first pitch strike right on the outside corner. That's where Wahab has been working in the inning. He hasn't brought anything inside as of yet. They're setting up outside again to Lozano. And a nice backhander. This would be 1-0. Bray stops it from going to the backstop. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, coaches would prefer to see your catcher in all those circumstances, if at all possible, slide out there, get your body in front of it. His only choice was the backhand. Now up and in to Lozano. It's 2-1. Arroyo at third, Brown at first, 2 down. 2-1, ground ball in the hole. It's short, and it's knocked down. And long throw, Lozano runs it out. That's going to be an infield RBI single. And it's 1-0 Pipeliners. It was just a great stop by Barks. Might have had a better chance to go to second and try to get the force there. Now it'll be Tyson Cheatham, the DH. Cheatham comes in hitting .250. He is 4 of 16. He's got a home run, and he's driven in 7. And he hits one right off the fist. And they go to the short and the force at second. And that will retire the side. The Pipeliners get on the board. 1 run on 3 hits, 2 left. So we head to the bottom of the first. Pipeliners 1 and the Heat coming up as you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Pipeliners. Carter Hahn on the hill tonight for the Pipeliners. Hahn pitched an inning the other night, so this will be his 8th appearance. He's 2-1. He's thrown 31 innings. He's given up 22 runs. 19 of those runs are earned. On 28 hits, his ERA 5.52. He's walked 23, hit 4, and struck out 28. And the batting lineup for Wellington, leading off is the shortstop Noah Barks. Christian Mesa playing, I believe, his first game for the Heat. Will bat second and play second. Joe Rankin batting third and playing first. The DH, Talon Schaller, will bat cleanup. Batting fifth and behind the plate is Jason Bray. Jacob Allen bats sixth and plays center field. Batting seventh is the third baseman Tristan Williams. Batting eighth, the left fielder Cody Carpenter. And then it'll be Jaden Hagman rounding out the batting lineup. He is the right fielder. Carter Hahn about ready to pitch to Barks. He's a 198 hitter. He's got a couple of doubles. He's homered once and he's driven in 14. Hahn misses high, ball one. Really the key for Carter Hahn is he's got that good fastball. Can he throw his breaking pitch for strikes? When he's finding the zone with that, he can be very, very tough. Inside fastball, chop foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. He pitched an inning in the win against the Curve. Gave up a run on no hits, walked a couple, and had 1 strikeout. His 1-1 pitch, that was a check swing. He definitely went around. It's 1-2. Barks digs back in. Hahn the wind. The 1-2 pitch went up high and got him with the fastball. So Hahn records the strikeout. First out in the bottom of the first. Bring up Christian Mesa. And we're not going to have any stats on him. Just had to find out his first name as he's making his season debut tonight for the Wellington Heat. And he pops one into right field, battling the sun. In foul territory, Yakovich has got it for out number 2. So Hahn's retired the first 2, and it'll bring up Joe Rankin, the first baseman. Rankin hitting .333. A homer, 8 doubles, and he has driven in 12. Fastball bounces at the plate for ball 1 to Rankin. Got Eshelman in left, Lozano in center, Yakovich in right. Hahn brings in the 1-0. Outside ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Brown at third, Arroyo at short, Yukamoto at second, Selko at first, And Grant Plunkett back behind the plate tonight. A 2-0 for Rankin. Fouled right off the end of the bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Hahn's 2-1 delivery. Low, 3-1 the count. Let's see if Hahn can find a way to get a 1-2-3 inning here, get the Pipeliners back to the plate. And he does not. Up and in, ball 4. It's been a 2-out walk issued to Joe Rankin, which will get Talon Schaller, the DH, to the plate. Schaller, a .281 hitter, a couple of home runs. He's doubled 5 times. He's driven in 18. Rankin, 2 out of 3 in stolen bases. On then through the legs of Plunkett. That'll be a pass ball and a runner in scoring position. Those are some of the little things that have kind of hurt the Pipeliners this year. You got the first 2 runners, and the base on balls has been a big issue. And then a pass ball, he didn't make the Heat move the runner up. And now a chance for Schaller to tie the game. Low ball 2. It's 2-0. If Schaller reaches safely, it would then be the catcher, Jason Bray. It's 1-0 McPherson, bottom of the first. Got Rankin out at second, 2 down. Ground ball right up the middle, and it went off the shoe, I think, of the pitcher, Hahn, right to Yukamoto. So that'll be a 1-4-3 putout. I guess however it works out is how it works out. So Hahn works around the 2-out walk. No runs, no hits, 1 left. So we head to the second inning. It's the Pipeliners 1 and the Heat 0. Again, another day off tomorrow. And with the tired arms for the Pipeliners, that is a good thing. And then they'll really get with it Friday. It's South Central games the rest of the way starting tonight. It'll be Park City. A 7 o'clock home game on Friday. Then the doubleheader Saturday against Valley Center. Game 1 will start at 6 o'clock, so approximately, we'll say 8:30 for Game 2. Those will be a pair of 7-inning games. And then the day off Sunday at the Curve on Monday, and then the Curve back in McPherson on Wednesday. And then you'll have to see if the Pipeliners are able to qualify for the league tournament. All that yet, site and dates, times, all that yet to be determined. So coming up for the Pipeliners will be the bottom third of the lineup, Eshelman, Plunkett, and Yakovich. One of our media sponsors for this evening's game, and a big thank you to the Chad Pinson and Tim Knoll families for being our media sponsor tonight. We'll talk about our media sponsors as we move throughout the evening. So it'll be Aaron Eshelman to lead off. He's in left this evening. Eshelman comes in hitting .259. Ground ball right up the middle, base hit for Eshelman. First pitch he saw. That's going to be 4 hits already for the Pipeliners. Bringing to the plate the catcher, Grant Plunkett. His average 153. Plunkett has 3 home runs, a couple of doubles, and he's knocked in 10. Eshelman, 4 of 5 in steals, has a small lead at first. And outside corner fastball, strike 1. Wahab, that fastball got some good movement back over the plate, as it started out a little bit outside and came back in over the corner. And again, even though a small lead, Wahab goes over to first, check on Eshelman. Pitch is outside to Grant Plunkett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Plunkett really had the last couple of nights off with Tyler Carrasco catching the last 2 nights. Plunkett did throw part of an inning the other evening, his first appearance there, as he chases a low fastball for strike 2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a run on 3 hits in the first inning for the Pipeliners. They left a couple of runners out there. Curveball outside, a delayed steal, and Eshelman is in there. Oh, no, they're going to call him out. Ah, boy. I think the throw was in time, but I think Eshelman was in under the tag. So a questionable call there, wipes out your base runner. And now there's 1 down and a 2-2 count on Grant Plunkett. And then he hits one into center field, and a diving catch is made by Allen. And now there are 2 down, a promising starting inning. Now you have the bases empty. We'll bring up Frank Yakovich. Yakovich comes in hitting .234. He's got a home run, 3 doubles, and 6 runs batted in. Wahab misses low, ball 1. One-0 ground ball hit slowly to second. A quick toss. Oh, and I think Yakovich was there before the throw. So the field umpire, boy, a couple of questionable calls, and they will retire the side. I really think Yakovich had his foot in there before the throw arrived. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. So we head on to the second inning, and the score remains 1-0. Pipeliners leading the Heat here in Wellington on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 McPherson, as the Pipeliners not getting the benefit of those couple of calls in the inning, end up just sending up 3 batters. And now coming up for Wellington, it's going to be Jason Bray, Jacob Allen, and Tristan Williams. Carter Hahn, a walk and a strikeout in the first inning. Jason Bray will lead off. He's a .307 hitter. He's driven in 22, a couple of homers and 6 doubles. Right now, the way the wind is kind of looking, it's now blowing in from left. It started kind of blowing in from right center. It's kind of flipped around a little bit. On fastball, strike 1 to Bray. More and more people continuing to come in. Again, it's the Wheat Festival. This is the opening day of it here in Wellington. Oh, that was a good off-speed pitch. Had Bray out in front of it. It's 0-2. And again, that's the pitch. If Hahn can spot that for strikes tonight. He can be very, very effective. Fastball up, and he swings and misses, does Bray. For out number 1, and the second strikeout for Carter Hahn. Bringing up the center fielder, Jacob Allen, had that great catch on that Plunkett line drive earlier in this inning. Allen's a 156 hitter. He does have a couple of home runs. He shows bunt and takes outside, ball 1. Allen has 8 runs batted in. And the 1-0 from Hahn. Breaking pitch, and it tails low. 2 balls, no strikes. Of course, when you think about long, storied franchises that are members of the MBC, you think of course, Liberal and Hayes and Wellington, another one of those teams. As Hahn strike 1 with the fastball. Year in and year out, they put a fantastic product out on the field. 2-1, Hahn misses low, 3 balls, 1 strike. And it's quite a challenge because you get so much turnover from one summer to the next on these teams. You have a few of the same players, but you have to reshape your roster pretty much every season. And Hahn issues the walk. He misses low with the fastball. So Allen aboard with 1 down for Tristan Williams. Williams comes in hitting .294. 9 doubles, a home run. He's driven in 18. Allen does have 4 steals. He's been caught once. Hahn misses low and away, ball 1. 1-0 McPherson. Heat batting bottom of the 2nd inning. Fastball and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Following Williams will be Cody Carpenter. Again, the last 2 games, boy, that was a fantastic doubleheader these 2 teams played in McPherson. A 3-2 Pipeliner win in Game 1, 7-5 was the score, the Heat winning Game 2. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it stays outside to Williams. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hahn got Allen on strikes, or excuse me, Bray on strikes, then walked Allen. And time called at the plate. On a check of the runner. Now to the plate. Outside. Oh, he gets the corner. And the count 2-2 on Williams. A better lead at first this time for Allen, so Hahn will just kind of soft toss over there. Now Hahn ready once again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Got him to go after that high fastball. That's Hahn's 3rd strikeout. 2nd here in the inning, and there's 2 down for Cody Carpenter. Carpenter comes in hitting 108. He's got a home run, and he's driven in 6. And the fastball low, ball 1. a few of the bigger bats in this Heat lineup getting the night off. Garrett Thornton, who leads the team with 4 home runs. He's not in the starting lineup this evening. Or is Andrew Brotman. Runner goes. Pitches up and in, and then the throw goes into center field. But backed up nicely by Lozano. The count, I believe, is going to be 2-0. And Allen with the steal in at second base. He's in scoring position. It's 1-0 Pipeliners, bottom of the second inning. There's 2 down with Allen out at second. A 2-0 on Cody Carpenter, grounded right back up the middle. And over to first goes Yukimoto to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. So we've played 2 innings here in Wellington. It remains McPherson 1 and the Wellington Heat 0. Again, we're live here on the Ad Astra Sports Network tonight. A big thank you out to Ad Astra setting up the stream for us this summer so you can not only watch and listen to all of our games on the YouTube stream, but also if you're out, you can just pull up the Ad Astra app, which is free to download if you don't have it, and then you can listen to all the Pipeliner games, not to mention, we cover football, basketball, and baseball for the high school and for Sterling College. So we have sports from September 1st through almost the end of May for you on 4 different stations and 2 stream-only networks as well. We can bring you 6 games on one given night. So a big thank you to them adding summer baseball to the sports network this summer. And again, one of our media sponsors tonight. Big thank you out to the Chad Pinson and Tim Knoll families, as it'll be the top of the lineup for the Pipeliners here in the third. Trey Yukimoto, Daniel Arroyo, Jake Selko. Yukimoto led off and he hit one into left center field. It was a nice running catch by Allen. Again, we're used to seeing Trey bat left-handed. He said his natural way is really right. I think he takes outside ball 1. Feels like he maybe has a little more power right-handed, but I think he feels like he also handles the bat, better contact left-handed. He takes low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Tanner Wahab so far 1 run on 4 hits. Misses inside. It's 3-0 on Yukimoto. Wahab without a walk or a strikeout yet. Now he's got the walk as he misses 4 straight to Yukimoto to start the inning.
Now back shortstop, Daniel Arroyo.
That'll bring to the plate Daniel Arroyo. He singled and scored a run in the first. His single was to right center field. Yukimoto has been active on the base paths. 7 out of 11 in steals. Arroyo swinging a miss. I think that was a changeup. The bottom fell out of it right at the last. It was either that or, depending on Wahab, if he throws could be throwing a 2-seamer or a splitter there. It appeared to be the changeup. As Arroyo, you could tell he was looking at first pitch fastball. And the 1-strike pitch. There's a high chopper towards second, and it's going to get under the glove into right field. Arroyo going to try to get the third. He's in there. Well, that'll be the first error of the game. You could tell that Mesa was torn. If he held back on that, he may not have had time to get Arroyo, and he charged and couldn't field it. So a big opportunity here in the second for the Pipeliners. First and third, nobody down into the middle of the lineup. That means Jake Selko. He put one to the warning track in right center. which ended up being the second out of the inning, kind of held up in the wind. Wahab to the plate with Yukamoto running, and ground ball into left with the shortstop covering. 2-0 Pipeline. I can't tell you how good a piece of hitting that was from Selko. He saw the shortstop going to cover second, and he just got the bat on it to get it on the left side of the infield where there was nobody, and makes it 2-0, and Selko has driven in his 30th run of the season. It certainly wasn't the prettiest swing, but he got the job done, exactly what you wanted, and gets Tyler Brown to the plate. Brown's single then was stranded at second in the first inning. Curveball fouled right off the end of the bat, strike one. But that was just fundamentally sound there by Selko. He knew if he could just get something in play left side, it would get the job done with shortstop covering second on the hit and run. The 1-strike pitch to Tyler Brown. In the dirt, and good block. Royal will scamper back to second. Bray able to keep it in front of him. 1 ball and 1 strike. And those are the little things. If that gets far enough away from him, you take a double play out of the equation and get the runners both into scoring position. 1-1 to Brown. A low strike call for strike 2. It's 1-2. Again, Wahab, he's got a lot of good movement with that fastball. It moves into right-handed batters. And he throws one in the dirt, and another good block by Bray. It's 2-2. Ray Lozano in the on-deck circle for the Pipeliners. Wahab, a couple of checks a second. 2-2 pitch, curveball. This hit well to left, but not well enough. It's really holding up in the wind. That'll be out number 1. And it'll bring up Ray Lozano. He had an infield RBI single in the first inning. First pitch to Lozano. Inside corner, strike 1. Tyson Cheatham in the on-deck circle. 1-strike pitch is low. 1-1 the count. And Lozano, that infield single was in that third short hole. He's got it positioned perfectly. Curveball, and they get the outside corner call, and it's 1-2. That may have been just a little bit off the plate, but when you hit the target, like Wahab did, you quite often will get the call, and now you got to shorten up the swing if you're Lozano. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pipeliners lead it 2-0, batting in the top of the third, 1 down, runners at first and second. And time called at the plate. They're set up for that outside target again, and Lozano hits it into left center field. Will it get down? It will. Yes, it did. They're going to try to get the force at third, and in there safely goes Arroyo. And there the wind worked against Wellington. It helped him on the Brown hit, but not on the Lozano hit. So that's going to load the bases for Cheatham. Lozano's 2 for 2. Cheatham grounded into the inning-ending fielder's choice in the first inning. On the outfield, again, they know the wind blowing in. They're starting to shallow up. Look where Allen, he's playing only about medium depth out in center field. And that outside corner not getting the call this time was Wahab. It's ball 1. The 1-0 is high. 2 balls, no strikes. And for Cheatham, he's one of the later season additions to the roster. This is his 6th game played. Oh, and he swung at the changeup and missed it. 2 balls, 1 strike. And I think he was guessing fastball on 2-0, and Wahab didn't give it to him. 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're Cheatham with just 1 down, you'd love to drive something into the outfield. Royo runs well at third. He could tag up and score on a fly ball. If I'm Wahab, I might give him a 3rd straight changeup. Or if you're guessing that way, then you might set up, try to paint that outside corner, and that's where the target's going to be. Maybe this will be fastball. It is, and Cheatham grounds it in the right field base hit. Arroyo scores. Here comes Selko. The throw is cut and slides in. He is safe. 2-run opposite field single for Tyson Cheatham. And it's 4-0 Pipeliners.
Now batting left fielder, Aaron Eshelman.
Lozano stopped at second. And so there'll be a conference on the mound before we see Aaron Eshelman. And for Cheatham, those are RBIs number 8 and 9. That's 7 hits already for the Pipeliners just into the top of the 3rd inning. 3 runs home, 1st and 2nd, and just 1 out. And now some stirring around in the bullpen for the Heat. And there's more than stirring. They're going to go ahead and make the pitching change. So 2 1/3 for Wahab. He gave up the 7 hits. He had 1 walk, no strikeouts. And both runners his responsibility. Take a look at the new pitcher. It's going to be Joe Slocum. He's given up a couple of runs. Both were earned runs on 4 hits. He'll come on here in the 3rd inning. The Pipeliners have come out hitting this evening. 4 runs on 7 hits thus far. Alley Center on Saturday. That'll be 6 and approximately 8:30. Pair of 7-inning games coming up this weekend at Edward Jones Stadium. And Slocum finishing up his warm-up tosses before we see Eshelman. I think we're going to give him 1 more pitch here. The Eshelman and Plunkett coming up. And when you get opportunities like this, especially against the top teams in the league, you need to score, 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 as many as you can get on the board. Eshelman 1 for 1. Of course, that at-bat came against Wahab's on the first pitch he saw. Drove it right up the middle. Slocum ready. His first pitch. Eshelman swing and a miss on an inside fastball. Strike one. Eshelman just kind of looking to the sky. He went after one. He probably wishes he hadn't. Yeah, the one strike pitch. He shows bunt and takes strike two on the outside corner. And he's a little frustrated with the call. Well, Eshelman again, much like Lozano, going to have to shorten up the swing. Two strike pitch. It is a wild pitch, and that will get the runners moved up. And Lozano to third, Cheatham in the second. And now Eshelman, if you could deliver a single or even a fly ball here, could get you another run home. Count 1-2. The pitch on the way from Slocum. It's driven to center field. That'll tag Lozano at third. He's heading home. And the throw a little offline. Lozano in to make it 5-0. And Cheatham advanced when the throw went home to third. So give Eshelman the RBI on the sacrifice fly. He is out number 2 in the inning. And that'll bring up Grant Plunkett. Plunkett lined to center, got robbed of a hit by Allen on a beautiful diving catch. That came in the second inning. Fastball, he pounds him in on the inside corner, strike one. Slocum's one strike pitch. Line drive up the middle, base hit for Plunkett. It's 6-0 Pipeliners. Plunkett with the RBI single. That scores Cheatham from third. So that will close the book on Wahab. He's charged with all 6 of those runs. And now it'll be Frank Yakovich. Yakovich ended up the second inning by grounding out to second. Swing and a miss on a pitch down below the knees, strike one. Decent lead for Plunkett at first. Slocum's one strike pitch. Yakovich a swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Frank has that long, fluid swing. It's harder. That's about the way I can describe it. You see a lot of guys have short, quick, fast, compact swing. That's not Frank's swing. There's a 2-strike pitch. And he hits one a mile high down the left field line in the foul territory. A long run, a diving attempt, and I think head first into the chain link fence. Went Carpenter. Just came up short of what would have been a fantastic catch. And they're gonna check on him. He popped up. I think he's still kind of, yeah, now he's kind of crouched down out in left. I think he's now just feeling the full effects of that. Full speed into the chain link. The count on Yakovich will stay at 2 strikes. Plunkett at first, 2 down, top of the third. It's been a 5-run inning for the Pipeliners. They lead 6-0. Slocum's 2-strike pitch, and he got him to chase the breaking pitch. And Slocum with the strikeout, and that retires the side. 5 runs home in the inning. on 4 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. So as we head to the bottom of the third, it's now Pipeliner 6, the Heat nothing. And this is Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Bottom of the third inning, 6-0 McPherson. It's going to be Hegman, Noah Barks, and Christian Mesa. So that is the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Wellington. Hegman comes in a .229 hitter. He's doubled 6 times and has 12 runs batted in. Hahn goes inside with the fastball, strike 1. So far, Hahn has allowed a couple of base runners on a couple of walks, no hits yet. And he's also struck out 2. Chopper towards Arroyo, takes a high hop, he dances up, throws low, Selko can't scoop it. And now he's going to try to take second. Selko gets the ball over to Yukamoto. He is out by a mile, is Hegman. That took what normally you would see, we call that the home field hop. It went off the fence and came right back to Selko. So there would be an error on the play and then the throw out at second for out number 1. It all started, it hit on the edge of the grass, making Arroyo have to jump up to get the ball, and then he hurried the throw, but I guess it all worked out. Back to the top to Noah Barks. He struck out leading off the bottom of the first. And he takes inside ball 1. It's the first Pipeliner error. Wellington has committed 1 as well. The 1-0 low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now Hahn ready, the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Outside ball 3. So you get the break on Hegman, but you fall behind Barks 3-0. With Mesa and Rankin coming up. Barks will probably sit on one, and it's a bouncing ball for ball 4. 3 strikeouts, now 3 walks for Carter Hahn. Bringing up Christian Mesa. He flew out to right in the first inning. Again, a short porch out there. It's just 294 down the right field line and directly into the sun if you're Yakovich. That tough part of the evening. Hahn comes in with the breaking pitch, strike 1, and to Mesa. Again, we had no stats, and we're told this is Mesa's first game with Wellington. Breaking pitch, it's lined in the right center field, will fall in front of Yakovich. And stopping at second is Barks, so a walk and a single after Hegman was thrown out at second.
Joe Rankin.
That's the first hit of the game for the Heat. That'll bring up the middle of the lineup, Joe Rankin. He walked in the first inning and was stranded at second. Hahn's first pitch, good fastball, catches the outside corner, strike one. Pipeliners playing behind the runners, hoping for a ground ball and a chance at a double play. And playing pretty deep. There's your ground ball, but it's going to get into right field. Yakovich will get it in quickly. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded.
Now batting designated hitter, Talon Schaller.
Walking a couple of opposite field singles for the Heat. Now bring up the DH, Talon Schaller. He was retired 1-4-3. It's one that kind of caught the foot of Hahn and ricocheted out to Yukamoto in the first inning. Hahn trying to gather himself here and find a way to work around the walk and the two singles. Fastball is outside, ball one. And getting a lot of shadows on the infield. Still a lot of sun in the outfield. 1-0, chopped to the backstop. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the Pipeliners got a run in the first and 5 in the top half of the third inning. And they've done that on 8 hits. And the Heat threatening the breakthrough here in the bottom half of the third. Bases loaded, 1 down. 1-1 breaking pitch is up and in. Makes the count 2-1 on Talon Schaller. He'll be followed by Jason Bray, the catcher. Hahn's 2-1. Fastball, and it's chopped over towards the Wellington dugout. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hahn certainly would love to get his 4th strikeout, a ground ball, or even a little pop-up on the infield. The 2-2 pitch almost hit him, up and in with the breaking pitch. Now the count is full. Hahn was getting that breaking pitch for strikes in the first couple of innings. And here in the third is having trouble locating that one. Now the payoff. Goes breaking pitch again, and it's chopped. Plunkett tried to grab it, but it's in foul territory. So count will stay full on Talon Schaller. On again has struck out 3, walked 3. He's given up a pair of hits here in the inning. And again, the payoff. Ground ball right side. Selko is going to come home for 1 out. And that will be all they get, but you get the lead runner and keep the Heat off the board, and now there's 2 down. Now it'll be up to Jason Bray for the Heat. Bray led off the second and struck out. Bray on the season has driven in 22. It's a 307 hitter coming in. So Hahn will have to make some good pitches to try to keep this a 6-0 advantage for the Pipeliners. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Warm, muggy evening here in Wellington. Breeze making it fairly tolerable if you're out in the stands. And the wind is blowing kind of across from center to right field. Not quite straight down the left field line. Just depends on the way, and it has actually picked up since the game has started. 1-0 to Bray in the dirt again. 2 balls, no strikes. And the bases are loaded. Got Mesa at third. Rankins at second. Schaller at first. There are 2 down. 2-0 to Bray. Had to give him a good pitch. Line drive, deep right center field. Yakovich makes the catch at the warning track. Battling the sun. That was a nice catch by Frank Yakovich. And that does retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 3 left. So as we head to the 4th, it remains McPherson 6 and Wellington nothing. As you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball here on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the 4th inning, it's a 6-0 McPherson lead. Trey Yukamoto, Daniel Arroyo, Jake Selko due up here in the 4th. Second Wellington pitcher is Joe Slocum. He came in, got the final 2 outs in the 3rd. Yukamoto, first pitch fouls it back and out of play, strike 1. Trey is 0 for 1. He flew to center in the 1st. He walked and scored in the 3rd inning. One strike pitch. Komodo squirts it out to short. Barks to first, and a low throw dug out by Rankin for out number 1.
Now batting shortstop, Daniel Arroyo.
Bringing up Daniel Arroyo. He's been on base twice. Singled in the 1st, reached on an error in the 3rd, and he scored both times. So Pipeliners with their 6 runs on 8 hits, they've committed an error. It's the first pitch on the way from Slocum. Hits Arroyo. Arroyo now been on 3 times.
Now batting first baseman, Jake Selko.
Bringing to the plate Jake Selko. He flew to deep right center field in the 1st inning, and then he had that RBI single where you had the hit and run from first, and he just kind of got the bat on it, drove it to the left side of the infield, got the RBI. And the first pitch from Slocum, well outside, ball 1. The Heat, no runs, 2 hits. They have committed 1 error, as have the Pipeliners. Nothing like the first night of that game on Monday where each team committed 3 errors in the 1st inning. It was a rugged start to that game. It settled down for the Pipeliners at least after that point. They fielded cleanly the next 8 innings. The 1-0 to Selko. That settles in on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Arroyo had just a very short lead at first. He's creeping out a little bit further this time. As the 1-1 to Selko is fouled back. Count moves to 1-2. Selko will be followed by Tyler Brown. Arroyo at first, 1 down, top of the 4th. It's 6-0 McPherson. Slocum comes set. Arroyo goes, got a good jump, and then he heads back to first as the breaking pitch was inside. He had me fooled. He was 15 feet away from first base. The count on Jake Selko, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Selko kind of shaking his head as he goes back to the dugout. And strikeout number 2 for Joe Slocum. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th for Tyler Brown. Brown singled in the first, and he flew to left in the 3rd inning. And Arroyo creeps out, and then Slocum steps off. Brown, first pitch swinging, fouls it straight back for strike 1. We don't have the detailed. We could probably figure it out if we went on pitch by pitch for the season. I would love to know. Tyler loves first pitches in his at-bat sequence. What his percentage of swinging at the first pitch is, it would be interesting to find out. 1 strike pitches in low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting just those shadow streaks in the outfield here in Wellington. Still difficult to see in the outfield. The 1-1 to Brown. Swing and a miss. I think that was a changeup from Slocum. Brown down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arroyo at first. He was hit by a pitch when there was 1 down in the inning. Now there's 2 down. Arroyo goes, got a good jump, and Brown pops it into center field. Allen drifting in, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Pipeliners, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Head into the bottom of the 4th. McPherson 6 and Wellington at 0. As you are listening here from Hibbs Hooten Stadium to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 6-0 McPherson. Coming up for the Wellington Heat, Jacob Allen, Tristan Williams, Cody Carpenter. And day off tomorrow, and then a 3-game, 2-day homestand Friday for Park City, Saturday doubleheader versus Valley Center. Jacob Allen walked and stole a base in the second inning, and he was stranded at second. And first pitch from Carter Hahn, up and in, ball one. Kind of a half-hearted showing bunt was Allen. See what Brown, he does creep in a little bit. 1-0, fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arroyo, he's back about right at the edge of the grass, as is Yukamoto. Pipeliners, again, they won 14-7 against the Curve on Monday. Broke out of a 3-game slide. And Wellington last night lost 6-3 at Clearwater. There's a line drive to left, and it's going to fall in front of Eshelman. Jacob Allen leads off the bottom of the fourth with a single, which is the 3rd hit for Wellington. Bringing to the plate Tristan Williams. Williams struck out in the second inning. He's one of 3 strikeouts for Carter Hahn. Hahn has also walked 3. Allen pops out to a pretty good lead. The fastball is in the dirt, ball 1 to Williams. Allen did steal a base back in the second inning. And that was his 5th of the year. He's now 5 for 6. Fastball up top. 2 balls, no strikes. Hahn doesn't want to fall down 3-0. And didn't get the call. I thought it was a pretty good pitch. Must have been low, so he does fall behind Williams 3-0. Hahn left the bases loaded in the last inning. Didn't allow a run in. That one is on the outside corner, strike 1. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, Allen pops out to a pretty good lead. 3-1, line to right's going to fall in for a hit, and Yakovich keeps it from going to the wall. Allen on his way to third. Well, runners at the corners on back-to-back singles to start the inning for the Heat. Now if you're Hahn, you got to go into minimize mode. Cody Carpenter ended up the second inning by grounding out to Yukamoto at second. Next. We have seen a ton of opposite field hits tonight from both teams. It's a good night. The wind kind of blowing in from left center field currently. And the curveball, strike 1 to Carpenter. And probably give it another 20 minutes and we'll be completely in the shade. That curveball stays a little high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Still some streaks of sun in the outfield. Pretty much the entire infield in the shade now. As we're just past 8:15 in the evening here in Wellington. 1-1 fastball, ground ball, or a bunt. Hahn will flip home and safe, and then the ball gets away from Plunkett. And now going down the second, the throw will not be in time. So you're going to have a fielder's choice and an error on the play at 6-1. So you compounded it by making a errant flip. You wanted to keep the runners where they were. So that will not go down as a hit, as it will be a fielder's choice for Carpenter with no out recorded. And then the error for the runners moving up. At least that's how I would score it. So the Heat with an excellent opportunity to try to cut the deficit in half right here. Second and third, nobody down. And it'll be Jaden Higman. Higman reached on an error in the third inning. They tried to go to second and was thrown out. And he pops one into shallow right field. There is a tag at third, and the runner will bluff going home. So you got the out and held the runners. So with one down, it's back to the top of the lineup, and Noah Barks. Barks struck out in the first, walked in the third. See how Hahn can minimize, if he can, the inning for Wellington. First pitch to Barks. Curveball pulled down the left field line and is foul. And just enough topspin on it to pull it to the foul side of the chalk. And goes down as strike one. And the runners lead off. Hahn ready, the one strike pitch. And that was a good off-speed pitch. Got the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Following Barks will be Christian Mesa. 6-1. Pipeliners lead. Wellington second and third. One down. Bottom of the fourth. And there's a little check swing, and a curveball was in the dirt. It's 1-2. And Hahn left him loaded in the third inning. Didn't allow a run. One run has scored in this inning. Fastball stays high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lights have kicked on here at Hibbs Hooten Stadium. It's home of the Wellington Crusaders. And the summer home of the Wellington Heat. Football field just directly to our north. Curveball fouled back. Of course, with the Ad Astra Sports Network and a common opponent for the Buhler Crusaders that you hear on 95.9 throughout the sports season. Once again, the 2-2 to Barks. Fastball popped into shallow left field. Eshelman a long run in foul territory, and the catch was made by Arroyo. The throw home. Plunkett, the tag is on the runner, and he will be out. So it's going to turn into a double play, and that's about as good as you could hope for out of the inning, as it will go as a 7-2 double play to end the inning. So in the inning, let me get this figured out. You had 1 run score on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and then there ended up being 1 left. So as we head to the 5th, it's now McPherson 6 and the Wellington Heat 1. Again, our game live on the Ad Astra Sports Network and streaming live through our YouTube stream as well this evening. Big thank you out to one of our media sponsors this evening, the Chad Pinson and Tim Knoll families. We've had great media sponsorship, and we're closing in. We need a couple more to fill out the schedule. And we have the doubleheader on Saturday. If you were able to sponsor that, it would be just $175. We get you all the media advertising during the game, and if you want to come up during the post game and join us on air, that would be fantastic as well. Or any of our single games remaining, just $125 to media sponsor. If you could help us out, get the rest of the season for sure on the air, you could contact anybody at Pipeliners Baseball or just give me a call or text directly, 620-897-7060. So the Pipeliners head to the plate in the top of the fifth. It'll be Ray Lozano, Tyson Cheatham, Aaron Eshelman against Joe Slocum. Slocum has not allowed a run yet and just one hit. Lozano has a pair of hits, and now he's hit by a pitch. Lozano with a pair of singles, he's got an RBI, and now he's reached base in all three of his at-bats. And for Slocum, that's his second batter hit. He also hit Arroyo, which came in the fourth inning. Cheatham this evening 1 for 2. He grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the first inning, and he had a big 2-run single and a run scored in the third inning. Lozano, pretty good lead at first. Cheatham, a check swing, and then the ball gets away from the catcher, Bray. So down to second goes Lozano. Probably a wild pitch there. And a 1-0 count on Cheatham. And how about the midseason additions for the Pipeliners this year? Kevin Fleischer was the first to come in, then now Fukuda and Tyson Cheatham. All been very valuable assets for the Pipeliners. Here's a 1-0 to Cheatham. Chopped foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. And we're seeing a Wellington player also making his summer debut, the second baseman, Christian Mesa. So everybody always looking to add players at any time during the summer. And a 1-1 to Cheatham. And that didn't hit him, but it gets away from the catcher again, which I think that time is a pass ball. And down to third goes Lozano. It made a weird sound. It must have just been the glove, because there was no dead ball signal. And Cheatham now has a 2-1 count. Lozano at third, so now right side of the infield creeps in a little bit. Left side stays back. A 2-1 to Cheatham. And a little roller down third. No, they're going to say dead ball. It went off of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if that goes off the plate or off the foot or anything like that, it immediately becomes a dead ball and a strike. Which actually was a bad break for Cheatham. That would have been a tough play to get him at first. Just that slow little chopper down third. Slocum ready, the 2-2 pitch. And that nearly hit him, and then nearly was a strike. It really broke down and in at the last. So it's 3-2 on Cheatham. Lozano at third, nobody down, top of the 5th inning. Pipeliners trying to increase a 6-1 lead. The payoff to Cheatham. And he pulls one a mile foul down the left field line. And a sliding catch is made in foul territory by the shortstop, Barks. And a frustrated Cheatham goes back to the dugout, so you're not able to advance Lozano home. And a nice catch by Barks in foul territory for out number 1. We'll bring up Aaron Eshelman. Eshelman singled in the second. He had a sac fly RBI in the third inning, and he would love to have another sac fly right here. Again, it's kind of a half drawn in infield. I wouldn't say it's completely in. Eshelman tried to bunt, and it goes foul. So on contact, Wellington is certainly going to think about coming home on a ground ball. In on the grass is Rankin at first. 1 strike pitch to Eshelman. Thought about bunting again and takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eshelman will take time out of the box. He's getting a lot of signals from Coach Dawson down at third. Setting up on an outside target is the catcher, Bray, the 1-1. Eshelman grounds it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lozano was hit by a pitch, advanced to second on a wild pitch and a pass ball to third. And Cheatham eventually ended up fouling out to down the line in left field, shallow enough to hold Lozano at third. Now Eshelman down in the count 1-2. Slocum's pitch. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Slocum. Now there's 2 down, and Lozano still standing down at third. And that'll bring up Grant Plunkett. Plunkett has lined to center. It was in the second, the RBI single in the 3rd inning. And he fouls the first pitch straight back and out of play for strike 1. So if you're a Pipeliner fan, you don't get Lozano home here in the inning, you're going to be a little disappointed. So he was at third with nobody down. He's still there with 2 down. 1 strike to Plunkett. Stays up and in a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Plunkett reaches safely, the batter would then be Frank Yakovich. Slocum with the 1-1. Inside corner, a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Under the lights, that hot sun finally down low enough to be completely blocked out of the field. The 1-2 pitch. Hit high in the air to right at Hegman. He makes the catch for out number 3, and you are disappointed if you're a Pipeliner fan. You strand Lozano at third. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And you head on to the bottom of the 5th, and the score remains McPherson 6, Wellington 1. This is from Hibbs Hooten Stadium in Wellington. You're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-1 Pipeliners. And it's coming up for Wellington. It's going to be Christian Mesa, Joe Rankin, Talon Schaller. Carter Hahn begins his 5th inning of work. So far he's allowed 1 run on 4 hits 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. As the 4th and final matchup against the Heat, the Pipeliners trying to go for the split of the season. Mesa has flown to right and singled. A single coming in the 3rd inning. Hahn's first pitch pops him up right side. Selko going to give a look. He will run out of real estate. Go down as strike 1. Again, the crowd has just kind of gradually increased. When the game began, I think some of the festivities may be wrapping up. The Wheat Festival day 1 here in Wellington. Town was hopping when we got into town. Fastball from Carter Hahn is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Under the lights in Wellington. Curveball grounded in the hole. Nice backhand by Arroyo. He turns, fires, and got him. Beautiful play by Daniel Arroyo. That'll be out number 1, bringing up Joe Rankin. Rankin walked in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. And the wind still blowing in from a left center. It's kind of moved around a little bit. Curveball stays upstairs to Rankin for ball 1. I love how so many of the towns in Kansas have these different type of festivals and county fairs and stuff. You can go just about any town in Kansas during the summer and find some great activities. As Rankin takes low, ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. I believe the Rice County Fair coming up next week. They're in Alliance, Rice County 4-H Fair all through the week. Now Hahn starts off Rankin 3-0. He missed low and away. You have the All Schools Day in May in McPherson for you local Pipeliner fans. Now the 3-0 pitch is going to be a 4-pitch walk issued to Rankin. Bringing up the DH, Talon Schaller. Schaller is 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a fielder's choice. It'll be Schaller and Bray. Rankin 2 out of 3 in stolen bases. Just needing base runners right now. The Heat, you'd be surprised if they started a runner. Swing and a miss, outside fastball. 1 strike on Schaller. That one probably was off the plate. The 1 strike pitch, curveball up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. There is some thunderheads and a bank of clouds straight north of us, but looks like it's plenty far away. Shouldn't affect anything here as far as the game this evening. It wasn't even calling for rain today, as I recall. 1-1 curveball grounded to third. Brown bobbles it. Does get the force at second and over to first and be safe. So that will be the fielder's choice. And you get the lead runner for out number 2.
Now batting for the Heat, pitcher, Steve Bray.
Bringing up the catcher, Jason Bray. Bray struck out in the second. He lined to right, which looked like extra bases, and Yakovich reached up at the warning track and made a great running catch. That was the final out of the 3rd inning, which actually left the bases loaded. It's 6-1 McPherson. Heat batting bottom of the 5th, runner at first, 2 down. Hahn's first pitch, fastball popped up into right. Yakovich working towards the line in foul territory, reaches out, and it falls foul. He disappeared behind a light pole right as he was getting to the fence. You saw the umpire's arms go up, so that goes as strike one. Actually, one of the best events in Kansas will be starting this next week, the Pretty Prairie Rodeo. I believe I heard that's going to be the 91st year of that event, something to that effect. It has been going a long, long time. That's, I believe, a 3-day event there in Pretty Prairie. And a one-strike pitch to Bray. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2. I think Hahn went off speed there. Bray was out in front of it. So you're a strike away from another scoreless inning for Carter Hahn. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits to this point. The 2-strike pitch misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a good 0-2 pitch. It was definitely out of the strike zone. See if you could get Bray to chase it. Just a small lead for Schaller at first. Another 1-2. A little low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pipeliners a single run in the first, and they got 5 runs on 4 hits in the 3rd inning. Single run for Wellington came in the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Missed low. Oh, it's gone from 0-2 to 3-2 on Bray, which means Schaller can take off on the pitch. And if Bray reaches safely, then be Jacob Allen. Here's the payoff pitch. And he reaches out and slaps it into center field. A diving catch. Was it made? It was by Ray Lozano. He had to roll over and show the field umpire the baseball, but Lozano robs Bray. So Bray's been robbed now by Yakovich and Lozano, and each were inning-ending catches by the Pipeliners. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And we head on to the 6th, and it remains McPherson 6, Wellington 1. So again, we're here live at Hibbs Houghton Historical Stadium here in Wellington, home of the Wellington Crusaders and the summer home of the Wellington Heat. Just 1 more road trip for the Pipeliners in the regular season. That's in Goddard next Monday against the Curve. Again, the day off tomorrow, and then 7 o'clock on Friday evening against the Park City Rangers. And then a doubleheader Saturday. It's going to be a couple of 7-inning games against Valley Center. Game 1 will start at 6 o'clock. And we hope to get Game 2 rolling about 8:30. Regular season finale also against the Curve would be a week from tonight in McPherson at Edward Jones Stadium. As you look at the standings, McPherson and the Curve were tied at 9 and 11 for 3rd place tonight, 1 game ahead of the Outlaws. And you look at the remaining schedules, the Pipeliners have the 1 single game with the Rangers, 2 with the Mud Daubers, 2 with the Curve. The Curve have 3 against the Cannons, 2 against the Heat, and 2 against McPherson. The Outlaws, 4 against Liberal, and 2 against these Wellington Heat. So pretty tough schedules remaining for everybody right in there battling it out for 3rd place. As Frank Yakovich leads off the top of the 6th. First pitch fouled out of play, strike 1. Yakovich has grounded to second and struck out. But you can't underestimate what Joe Slocum has done. Since he came in, he's allowed 1 hit and no runs. He has really kept the Heat in this thing. He misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's going to be Yakovich, Yukamoto, And then Daniel Arroyo. Yakovich takes inside corner, strike 2. So Frank down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the 1-2 pitch, and he takes it on the outside corner for strike 3. Slocum has strikeout number 4. Back to the top of the lineup to Trey Yukamoto. Trey 0 for 2. He flew to center in the first, walked and scored in the third, grounded to short in the fourth. If you're a Pipeliner fan, you'd like to see the hits and the runs start coming again. Yukamoto takes the breaking pitch, strike 1. Baseball's funny like that. You can score in bunches and then nothing for a while. The wind and the 0-1. Trey fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. And Slocum had thrown a total of 8 innings coming in over 6 appearances. So he's working maybe his deepest appearance so far as he misses low to Yukamoto. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But he'd been very effective coming in. His ERA was just 2.25. Yukamoto takes inside. The count even at 2-2. Slocum's 2-2 pitch. Trey fouls it off left side. And the Pipeliners got a run on 3 hits in the first inning, and they got 5 runs on 4 hits in the third, so they have 6 runs on 8 hits. 2-2, Yukamoto fouls it off again. Pipeliners have committed a couple of errors. There's a single run on 2 hits in the fourth. For Wellington overall, 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error. It's again the 2-2 to Trey. High chopper towards second. It's going to be a tough play. They flip to first. It was bobbled, but they'll say out. I thought Rankin bobbled that a little bit. Meza on the flip. I think Coach Dawson just looking down at the field umpire. He's made a, boy, in that 1 inning, we thought Yakovich was safe on a steal, and then we also thought that there was a runner safe at first that beat out a throw, and both went against the Pipeliners, as that one appeared to as well. So Yukamoto out 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down for Daniel Arroyo. It was nearly hit again. He takes inside ball 1. Arroyo is singled, reached on an air, and been hit by a pitch. He has scored 2 runs. Check swing, and they'll appeal. I say no swing down at first, count 2-0. Slocum's 2-0 pitch. Catches the inside corner, 2 balls, 1 strike. Slocum has been very effective on the inner part of the plate to the right-handed batters. He has worked that nicely, and mostly with his breaking pitch. Now the 2-1 misses outside. Count 3-1 to Daniel Arroyo. If he reaches, the batter would then be Jake Selko. Both bullpens dead silent, and why not? The pitchers right now, Slocum and Hahn, both pitching very well. Arroyo grounds it to second. Nice high hop for Mesa. And the Pipeliners will go down in order. Now we head on to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and their score remains Pipeliners 6 and the Heat 1. As you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Bottom of the 6th inning, our score remains 6-1 McPherson. It'll be Jacob Allen, Tristan Williams, Cody Carpenter due up for the Wellington Heat. In Wellington, a couple games back of the surging Kansas Cannons, who are in first place in the South Central. I didn't check the Jayhawk standings. I know when Hayes was in town, that was I believe it was a half-game lead at that point for Hayes on Liberal. Jacob Allen will lead off. He has walked and singled. He scored the lone Heat run in the 4th inning. Carter Hahn's first pitch outside, ball 1. Hahn 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, and he's allowed 1 run on 4 hits. The 1-0 pitch, low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. It's a warm, muggy evening, but with the sun gone and just enough breeze, not too bad. Temperature was in the low 90s today. Chasing a fastball and missing is Allen. It's 2-1. I think that was probably ball 3 outside, but he got Allen, did Hahn, to go after it. Now Carter Hahn's 2-1 pitch. And he changed speed, swing and a miss, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, we talked about the key for Carter Hahn. He early on was able to get the breaking pitch in there for strikes, and for the most part he has. And that just enabled him to open up the arsenal. Now the 2-2 fouled back. That's like most pitchers, if you can't get your off-speed breaking stuff in and you get down in the count and have to bring in fastballs, that's when you can get in trouble. And Carter's had to do that very little this evening. And again, the 2-2. Oh, boy. I thought that Plunkett framed the outside corner and just didn't get the call. It's 3-2 on Allen. That was a great-looking pitch. And if you're Carter, just try not to get frustrated and come back with a good 3-2 pitch. And breaking pitch, that one was outside, ball 4. I think Plunkett going to check with the umpire on that one as well. So that's a leadoff walk to Jacob Allen. That'll bring up Tristan Williams. Williams struck out in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th. Hahn just has to shake that one off and come back and try to get Williams. First pitch on the way. And it bounces off of Plunkett, and down the 2nd goes Allen on the wild pitch. Count 1-0 on Tristan Williams as we have our first pitcher throwing in the bullpen for the McPherson Pipeliners. Looks like Adam Tabor's loosening up. And again, Way Slocum's pitching. The bullpen is silent for Wellington. 1-0 to Williams, misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Hahn did throw on Monday. He threw just an inning. He's pitched in here to the 6th this evening. 1 run on 4 hits. Checks the runner at second. The 2-0 pitch. Grounded up the middle, is going to get into center field. They will send, they're going to stop Allen. And it'll be runners at the corners, nobody down.
Now back for the keeper, left fielder, Cody Carpenter.
And it'll bring up Cody Carpenter. Carpenter has grounded to second and reached on a fielder's choice. So the little things in a game, you don't get that outside corner call and you end up issuing a walk and then a single. Now they're going to go visit with Carter Hahn. It's not Coach Dawson, so you would expect Hahn to stay on. It'll be Carpenter, Hegman, and then the top of the lineup, Noah Barks. Again, we'll be back live Friday night at Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box. Park City and the McPherson Pipeliners. And also I see Chris Sanchez throwing a little bit as well. He may be just getting loose. He'd be a potential defensive replacement. You know, Lozano is available to pitch this evening, so that would probably be a reason you could see some shifting around. So Hahn ready. First pitch to Carpenter. Breaking pitch. That was a pretty good pitch. Either called low or outside for ball 1. Now Hahn's 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carpenter took a little bit of time out of the box. Hahn is trying to get back in that rhythm. There's the 1-1. Misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, you would gladly, I think, surrender a run if you could turn a double play here. You'd love a little pop-up or a strikeout. Now Hahn misses outside. It's 3-1. You're going to have to bring in a good pitch here. You don't want to load him up with nobody down in the bottom of the 6th. Pipeliners currently lead 6-1. 3-1, swing and a miss at a low and away fastball. Now Carpenter will see a full count pitch coming. And that was going to be borderline. It might have been out of the strike zone. Hahn ready, the payoff to Carpenter, outside ball 4, they're loaded. And that will be the last pitch for Carter Hahn. Coach Dawson on the way to the mound. Now Carter Hahn will get through 5 this evening. He gave up 5 hits. Struck out 3, walked 6. And I believe, yes, Adam Tabor is going to come out of the bullpen. So for Adam Tabor, This will be his 6th appearance. He's got a 1-0 record. He's thrown 21 2/3 innings. He's given up 20 runs, 16 of them earned on 28 hits. Tabor's ERA 6.65. He has walked 6, struck out 13. He's also hit 5 batters. He comes into that most unenviable of positions, bases loaded and nobody down, as he will try to minimize the inning as the Pipeliners clinging to a 6-1 advantage. Again, if you're enjoying our live broadcast this season, we need just a little bit more help from our media sponsors. We're in need of a couple more games the rest of the way. The doubleheader on Saturday is still available for sponsorship, as is another single game, possibly Friday and Monday. Those games, the single games, are at 125. Again, 175 for the doubleheader on Saturday. So if you could help us out and be a media sponsor, you'll get all the advertising you want during the game. You can join me live on air in the post game. If you could help us out with that, contact anybody with McPherson Pipeliners Baseball or me directly as an easy way. Call or text 620-897-7060. Jaden Hagman will be your batter. He reached on an error in the 3rd, flew to right in the 4th. Bases are loaded, nobody down, bottom of the 6th. 6-1 Pipeliners. Adam Tabor ready, his first pitch. Inside corner strike. He got some really nice movement. That started maybe over the middle of the plate, ended up on the inside corner. Now the 1-strike pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Tabor's been kind of a mix this year. He's been about half and half start and relief. His 2-strike pitch is a wild pitch. It carries back to Plunkett, but not in time, so it's 6-2. And 1-2 count on Jaden Hagman. And the pitch from Tabor. Grounded just foul of first. Selko did make the stop, but it was in foul territory, so the count stays at 1-2. Hagman will be followed by Noah Barks, then Christian Mesa. Once again, the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Yukamoto's only play will be first. It's 6-3. That scored Williams from 3rd, and on the play, Carpenter ends up at 3rd. So Hagman would get the RBI. And back to the top 2, Noah Barks. As again, errors and walks and hit batsmen will kill you. A couple of walks in the inning. Barks has walked, struck out, and he flew into what became a 7-2 double play. He fouls the first pitch out of play for strike 1. And the 1-strike pitch just off the outer part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tabor's 1-1. Curveball hit high in the air to right. This will probably be deep enough. Yakovich makes the catch. And it'll be a sac fly RBI, so it's now 6-4. And there are 2 away for Christian Mesa. So a once 6-0 lead has become 6-4 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mesa 1 for 3 with a single. Takes inside, ball 1. So 4 runs on 5 hits for Carter Hahn. This one chopped right back to Tabor. Underhand toss to first to retire the side. Wellington now right back in the thick of the game as they get 3 runs in the inning on just 1 hit and nobody left. So we head on to the 7th, and it's now McPherson 6, Wellington 4. This is Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the 7th inning, 6-4 McPherson. Going to be Jake Selko, Tyler Brown, Ray Lozano. As the Pipeliners trying to figure out Joe Slocum. They've gotten just 1 hit off of him. Slocum came in the 3rd inning. Selko takes outside, ball 1. Selko 1 for 3. He had a 3rd inning RBI single. An off-speed pitch makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch is pulled down the right field line and off the wall, and it gets away from the right fielder. Selko is heading for second. He slides in safely with a leadoff double. Boy, if he would have got just a little bit more air under that, that would have been out of here to that short porch in right. It's just 294. As for Selko, he's got his 5th double of the season. And see, maybe you get a hit off of Slocum, you can get 2 or 3. And it'll be Tyler Brown to bat. Tyler 1 for 3. He's got a single, and he's also flown to left and center. And Slocum's first pitch, Brown, a high chopper up the middle. Charging is Mesa, makes the throw. It does get Selko to 3rd. And there's 1 down, so it does become a productive out by Tyler Brown. I'll bring up Ray Lozano, who's been on base all 3 times, had an infield RBI single in the 1st. He singled in the 3rd and scored. Then he was hit by a pitch, got stranded at 3rd base in the 5th inning. Infield will come in if you're Lozano, try to drive something deep enough to the outfield to get Selko home. And a inside corner strike to Lozano. And Slocum's 1 strike pitch. That one a little further inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Wellington does have the infield pulled in. They will come home on a ground ball if they can. One shot down the right field line, but it slices foul. And the count on Lozano, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Selko at third, 1 down, top of the 7th. 6-4 Pipeliners. Swing and a miss. That's the second out of the inning. And boy, the Pipeliners with the runners at third in this game have been unable to get that fly ball. They got one from Eshelman early. Now 2 down, it'll be up to Cheatham. Try to get Selko home. Cheatham had a 2-run single in the third. He is 1 for 3. Pitch stays a little above the belt, ball 1. That's been a very effective pitch for Slocum, that breaking pitch on the inner part of the plate to the right-handed batters. One-0, Cheatham chops it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Pipeliners have not scored since the third. And they have gotten just 1 hit since the third. Cheatham, another chopper foul, and he's down in the count 1-2. Selko started the inning with a double. Brown grounded to second, getting Selko to third, and Lozano struck out. The 1-2 to Cheatham. And a delayed call. I call it a strike when it happened. My goodness. Inside corner, called strike 3. That's 6 strikeouts for Slocum. And we head on to the 7th inning stretch as the Pipeliners, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. So as we go into the 7th inning stretch here in Wellington, it's 6-4 McPherson. And now it's up to the bullpen for the Pipeliners. Try to maintain the advantage here in Wellington. Again, a Friday night single home game against the Park City Rangers. So we'll be at Edward Jones Stadium and the Williams Press Box both Friday and Saturday. Saturday will be the doubleheader against Valley Center. And it's 6 and 8:30 starts on Saturday. And following Monday will be at the Curve at 7 o'clock, and a week from today, the regular season finale at home against, again, the Kansas Curve. Now Adam Tabor will be on for his first full inning of work. He got all 3 outs in the last inning. Coming on for Carter Hahn. Hahn went 5, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. He walked 6, struck out 3. Tanner Wahab went just 2 1/3. He gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, but it's been Joe Slocum. And has kept the Pipeliners scoreless since the third and has allowed just the 1 hit since the third. And Tabor will face the middle of the lineup: Joe Rankin, Talon Schaller, Jason Bray. Tabor misses outside, ball 1. Rankin has walked twice and singled. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tabor, first time he's been able to pitch with the windup in the game. Comes up and in with the breaking pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. And 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Pipeliners. 2-1 down the middle, makes it 2-2. And 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Wellington. 2-2. That one got away from Tabor. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tried to go with the curveball, and it was up above the letters. And the payoff to Rankin. And called strike 3. I hate that delayed strike call. It's right on the outside corner. Pretty pitch from Tabor, and I just didn't know for a while if it was going to be a strike.
How about this hitter?
So you get Rankin looking for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th, bringing up the DH, Talon Schaller. Schaller 0 for 3. He's been on base twice on a couple of fielders' choices. Fastball apparently low, ball 1. Now the 1 strike pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch again on the outside corner. Actually, that was a 1-0. Now it's 1-1. Following Schaller will be Bray. Anybody reaches Jacob Allen. 1-1. Oh, the bottom fell out of that curveball. Inside corner, called strike 2. That was a pretty pitch from Adam Tabor. See if he goes outside this time. He does, and misses low to Schaller. It's 2-2. That's one of the prettier pitches you can throw, is when a pitcher can pull the string on that curveball and it looks like going to easily be a ball, then this falls right in for a strike. He throws that one to the backstop, however, and it's 3-2. It was trying for that same pitch, and it got away from him. So the second straight batter to start the inning. Adam Tabor's gone to a full count. Here's the payoff to Schaller. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And back-to-back strikeouts for Adam Tabor. And there are 2 down for Jason Bray. Bray could very well be 2 for 3 instead of 0 for 3, as both Yakovich and Lozano have robbed him of hits this evening on great catches. And Bray's also struck out. Yakovich, that running catch at the warning track in right, and Lozano, the diving catch out in left center. Outside, ball 1. And a good crowd on hand. We've had a lot of late arrivals, I think, coming over from the Wheat Festival, day 1 of that here in Wellington. Tabor upstairs with the fastball, 2 balls, no strikes. Maybe the carnivals will still be open when we're done. We can catch a late ride before we leave town. Low fastball, a swing and a miss from Bray. It's 2-1. Tabor looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Especially after Wellington getting 3 in the 6th. That would be very welcome. He misses outside, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike on Bray. In Wellington, a single run in the 4th, 3 in the 6th. Pipeliners 1 in the 1st, 5 in the 3rd. 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. So you're not able to get the 1-2-3 inning. Bray aboard with the 2-out walk. It'll bring up Jacob Allen. Allen walked twice and singled, all against Carter Hahn. He also scored twice. Yeah, first pitch from Tabor, showing bunt and taking strike 1 is Allen. Bray down at first is 3 of 5 in stolen bases. He's out to a nice lead at first. He holds And there's that curveball in there, strike 2. The drop on that had to be 1.5 feet. No balls, 2 strikes on Jacob Allen. Bray at first, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. The Pipeliners lead at 6-4. There's the 2-strike pitch. That hit him. Wow. Last thing you wanted to do on a 2-strike pitch. So now a walk and a hit batsman after the first 2 were retired. We'll get Tristan Williams to the plate. Williams has struck out and singled twice. So you have your tying run on base. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. That fastball does miss off the outer part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. So pitching combined, that's 8 free passes if you count the walks and the hit batsman. That one up and in to Williams. 2 balls, 1 strike. That was the first batter hit by Pipeliner pitching. The 2-1 pitch popped up out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and second, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. 2-run advantage for McPherson. And Adam Tabor trying to keep it that way. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back. Again, just like at home, a foul ball is worth 50 cents here if the kids bring them in. And again, the 2-2 to Williams. Got him swinging, good outside fastball. Adam Tabor strikes out 3 in the inning and strands 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. So we head on to the 8th, and it remains 6-4. McPherson leading the Wellington Heat at Hibbs Hooten Stadium in Wellington. Again, a big thank you to media sponsor tonight, the Chad Pinson and Tim Knoll families. And keeping the game broadcast going have been our media sponsors this year. We could use a couple more to ensure we can get the rest of the regular season on the airways for you. In a single game would be $125, or the doubleheader Saturday, $175 for both games. Those are 2 7-inning games on Saturday. Again, if you could help us out with that and get us through the finish line this year, it would be greatly appreciated. You can contact anybody at Pipeliners Baseball or contact me directly. Call or text 620-897-7060. The Pipeliners will have the bottom third of their lineup. It'll be Aaron Eshelman, Grant Plunkett, Frank Yakovich here in the 8th. Maybe they can wear Slocum out. They have just struggled. Just a couple of hits and no runs off of Joe Slocum since he came in the 3rd. Is this by far Slocum's longest outing of the season? Eshelman leading off as a single and a sacrifice fly run batted in. He's also struck out. That makes him 1 for 2. First pitch at the knee, strike 1. And already Williams was creeping in towards the edge of the grass. No one Eshelman a good bunter. Eshelman takes low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wellington has the baselines. They're all grass. You don't have the little dirt spot like you see on most fields. There's the 1-1 inside ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another field that comes to mind that has the grass baselines like this, the field at Sterling College also has all grass baselines. A 2-1. Slider on the outside corner makes it 2-2. Slocum, the wind, the 2-2 to Eshelman. Eshelman hits it high in the air, but not deep enough to right. Hagman's got it out number 1. I'll bring up the catcher, Grant Plunkett. Plunkett lined to center in the second, had an RBI single in the third, and he flew to right in the 5th. Wind again kind of blowing in from left center has lightened up a bit. Ground ball to short. And off the glove and into center field of Barks. That will be error number 2 for the Wellington Heat.
Now batting for the Pipeliners, right fielder Frank Yakovich.
That's going to bring up Frank Yakovich. Yakovich 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts and a ground out to second. And outside corner strike to Yakovich. It looks like Chris Sanchez is going to bat for Yukamoto at the top of the lineup. One to Yakovich, jammed him, a little blooper pop-up. Then did you tag out Plunkett? No, they did not get the tag on him. He's back to first safely. So Yakovich, a little pop out to first for out number 2, and that will bring up Chris Sanchez, the bat for Yukamoto. And we saw him loosening up in the bullpen a couple of innings ago. So Trey Yukamoto done for the evening. Sanchez comes in a .250 hitter. Got 3 doubles, he's driven in 7. Plunkett at first, 2 down, top of the 8th, 6-4 Pipeliners. It was once 6-0. Sanchez a swing and a miss on a low fastball for strike 1. Again, it's been the Joe Slocum shows ever since he came in the 3rd in relief of Tanner Wahab. Breaking pitch, strike 2 to Sanchez. It's 0-2. Plunkett, decent lead at first. The 2-strike pitch to Sanchez. A little chopper up the middle. And it took a weird hop. They grab it. Sanchez is safe at first on an infield single. Mesa did everything he could, but just took a funny hop off the grass. Now that'll get Arroyo to the plate with a couple of runners on. Arroyo has been on base 3 out of his 4 at-bats with a single. He's reached on an error and been hit by a pitch. He scored 2 of the 6 runs. Boy, and you'd love to get another run on the board here. Arroyo grounded her towards third, gets into left field. They're going to send the runner home. Here comes the throw, and it's airmail to the backstop. Going to move both runners up. And how are we gonna rule that one a hit or an error? I think they popped that up as a hit, so we'll go with the RBI single for Arroyo, which makes it a 7-4 game, and then you're gonna have an error on the throw. Allowed the runners to move up to both second and third to bring up Jake Selko. And a possible pitching change, the way they're lining up at the dugout, I think Slocum might be done. I tell you, he has pitched well. He certainly kept Wellington in this game early on when it was 6-0. And Selko will have a great chance here. He's 2 for 4. Boy, a base hit here, and you could get a little breathing room again. And I think that's 39. I couldn't quite tell. 38 coming in. Cody, I believe that's Treach, that just entered the game as the third pitcher for the Wellington Heat. So 4 hits allowed by Slocum. 1 run so far, both runners on base, his responsibility. He did not walk a single batter. He hit 1, he struck out 6. And he ended up throwing into the 8th inning. So he went, looked like 5 1/3 is when he went. So Cody Treach, the new pitcher for Wellington, will make his 7th appearance. He's thrown 10 2/3. He's given up 3 runs, just 2 earned on 8 hits, so his ERA 1.69. This is a really good pitching staff. When you look through all the ERAs, you have to search for one that's not pretty good. Treach has 1 walk and 14 strikeouts, and he's not hit a batter. He'll be a lefty. Well, of course, the perfect time for a lefty. You've got Selko up. So 7-4 Pipeliners batting in the top of the 8th. A couple of runners at 2nd and 3rd. You've got Sanchez at 3rd, Arroyo at 2nd. With Selko having an RBI single and a double. He just missed a homer with that double. And right now, you would just love to see a single from Selko. Selko will settle into the box, and the lefty Treach his first pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Now he has a very quick release, does Treach. He strides forward quickly and releases it quickly, so also a little bit different motion and one more difficult to pick up when you first see him. 1-0. Fouled back by Selko. He's trying to go the other way with it. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That error is the 3rd of the game committed by Wellington. That came earlier in the inning, or on the throwing error, excuse me. Selko, that sounded like a broken bat, little pop-up, and caught by the shortstop, Barks. Now Treach gets the job done. 1 run scores in the inning on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left. So we head on to the bottom of the 8th inning. McPherson 7, Wellington 4. As you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-4 Pipeliners. Cody Carpenter, Jaden Hegman, Noah Barks due up against Adam Tabor. First pitch, this one hit high in the air to left. Eshelman a couple of steps back, makes the catch. One pitch, one out. Carpenter is now 0 for 3. He was on base with a fielder's choice and a walk. That brings up Jaden Hegman. Hegman has reached on an air. He also has an RBI ground out. That came in the 6th inning. First pitch to Hegman. Down the middle. Wow. Going to be called ball 1. I didn't see a thing wrong with that one. That one is low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. I'm going to guess they called that first one high. Now the 2-0 pitch. Outside again. 3 balls, no strikes. If you're Tabor, I think challenge the batters right now. And the 3-0 is strike 1 on the outside part of the plate to make it 3-1. Tabor so far 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and he's hit 1 batter. 3-1 lined foul down the first baseline. The count will be full on Hegman. Tabor in the last inning went full on the first 2 batters he faced. Here's the payoff to Hegman. Fouled back and out of play. So the Pipeliners are running the first, 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 6th for Wellington. The payoff busted him up and in with the fastball and got him to go after it. Hegman down on strikes, and there's 2 away for Noah Barks. Barks is 0 for 2. He's walked and has a sacrifice fly for a run batted in. That also coming in the 6th. The base is empty, 2 down, bottom of the 8th. Barks has got something massive in his right back pocket. I can't even tell exactly what that is. I think it's a hand wrap in case he gets on base. He puts down a bunt, a good one down the 3rd baseline. Tabor fires wildly, but it's backed up nicely by Sanchez. If that's going to be a hit or an error, we'll see. It goes up as an error. Nice idea by Barks. He's aboard with 2 down for Christian Mesa. So that 1-2-3 inning again escapes Adam Tabor here. Up and into Mesa, ball 1. Mesa 1 for 4. He had a 2nd inning single. Inside corner, he gets the call there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tabor's 1-1, pops him up into right. Who will take it? Yakovich settles under it. He's got it. That's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. So we head to the 9th. Pipeliners 7 and the Heat 4. As we are here at Hibbs Hooten Stadium in Wellington, and you're listening to Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.
Top of the 9th inning here in Wellington. Good ball game. 7-4. McPherson leads it. Going to be Tyler Brown, Ray Lozano, Tyson Cheatham due up against Cody Treach, who got the final out of the 8th inning. And Brown lines it into left center field, base hit. And again on the first pitch. And he'll stop at first. Oh, this evening, Tyler Brown, that makes him 2 for 5 with a pair of singles. And he'll bring to the plate Ray Lozano. So I got to start thinking about player of the game at this point as well. Lozano, 2 for 3. And an infield RBI single in the first, single and a run scored in the third. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th, and then he struck out in the 7th. Treach to the plate. Fastball, strike 1 to Lozano. Good velocity behind the fastball and right on the outer part of the plate. And we mentioned Treach, the quicker delivery than either of the first two pitchers or Wellington. 1 strike pitch, swing and a miss, same location. And it's 0-2 on Lozano. He'll be followed by Cheatham, then Eshelman. As you'd love to see McPherson add some insurance here in the 9th. They lead at 7-4. They've out-hit Wellington 12-5. The 2-strike to Lozano. Ground ball, was that fair at first? They step on the bag and throw bad to second. And then there's interference. That should send Brown to third. And it will. So you're going to have, I think you're going to have to charge an error there on the throw. So you have the fielder's choice. Actually, Lozano is out 3 unassisted, and then on the throw, which inevitably would put, I think you do have to charge an error there. And it looked like it might be a double play. It was hit right to Rank, and he stepped on the bag, but then the throw was wild to second. So with Brown at third, it'll be Tyson Cheatham. And 1 down. Infield pulls in. Cheatham, a big swing and a miss, strike 1. Pipeliners this evening have left a couple 3 base runners at third with less than a couple outs. They've gotten the 1 sac fly from Eshelman. We'd love to see another one here from Cheatham, or just a straight-up hit. Boy, that was a nasty slider for strike 2. That's 0-2 on Cheatham. Treach ready, the 2-strike pitch. And Cheatham belts this one a mile high and deep to left. This should get it done. Carpenter shy of the warning track. And the throw in was a pretty good throw, but it will score Tyler Brown to make it 8-4. I tell you, if Cheatham doesn't hit it quite as high, that one might have had a chance to leave yard. But Cheatham knocks in his third run of the game and becomes the second out of the inning, bringing up Aaron Eshelman. Eshelman is 1 for 3 with a single, and we mentioned the sacrifice fly run batted in. That came in the third inning. They'll appeal at third. They'll say safe. That's always worth a shot. The wind in the first pitch to Eshelman. Outside corner called, strike one. Wellington will have their middle of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5 coming up in the bottom half of the ninth. Eshelman fouls back the one strike pitch. Eshelman reaches base. It would then be Grant Plunkett. Reach ready, the wind, the two-strike pitch. Ground ball up the middle is going to get into center field. Eshelman, a pair of hits and a sac fly this evening, will extend the inning to Grant Plunkett.
Now batting catcher, Grant Plunkett.
Plunkett is 1 for 4. He has an RBI single. He also reached on an error. He scored a run in the 8th. First pitch misses high, ball one. Take a look at Eshelman. His running numbers might be worth a shot here. He's 4 out of 5. Of course, it's much tougher with a lefty on the mound to get a good lead and jump. One-0, swing and a miss from Plunkett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Each team has committed 3 errors. Actually, it's 4-3 now on the errors. Wellington has committed 1 in the inning. 1-1 to Plunkett. Misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the inning started with a Brown single. Lozano grounded out, but there was a throwing error to get Brown to third, and then Cheatham got him home on the sac fly. As Eshelman does go, and Plunkett fouls it back and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And then Eshelman followed up the Cheatham sacrifice fly RBI with a single of his own. Yakovich in the on-deck circle. Eshelman goes again. Curveball called, strike 3. And that will retire the side. In the inning, a run scores on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left. So we head to the bottom of the ninth here in Wellington. 8-4, the Pipeliners leading the Wellington Heat. Again, a big thank you to our media sponsor for tonight's game, the Chad Pinson and Tim Knoll families. So again, if you could help us out with our remaining games, still in need of a couple of media sponsors to ensure we can bring those to you live on the air. Any single game remaining is just $125 per game, or the doubleheader on Saturday would be $175 for both games. You can get all the media advertising you want, and if you're at the ballpark, you could join me in the post game So if you could help us out with a media sponsorship, you can contact anybody at McPherson Pipeliners Baseball, or you can call me and text me directly, 620-897-7060. Again, it's a Friday at home against Park City and the doubleheader against Valley Center on Saturday. Again, that doubleheader will start at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Some business yet to attend to here in Wellington tonight. Adam Tabor on for the ninth. Joe Rankin, Talon Schaller, Jason Bray due up. Rankin has walked twice and singled, officially 1 for 2. He's also struck out. And fastball in there, strike one. Another defensive replacement. Jared Ueda is into center field. I believe as Tabor's outside with the fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Eshelman's over in left now. And it looks like that's, I think Lozano moved to right, so that would bring Yakovich out of the game. I think that's Lozano in right. Ground ball up the middle. Can Arroyo get to it? He does. Knocks it down, but no play. They are going to score that, an infield hit.
Now batting designated hitter, Talon Schaller.
So man aboard to start the inning. Now if you're Adam Tabor, you're looking at outs. That's the 6th hit of the game for Wellington. Schaller is 0 for 4. And on base on a couple of fielders' choices. Right down the middle, strike one. Also Sanchez, after he batted for Yukamoto, took over at second. Just a small lead at first for Rankin. 1 strike pitch popped him up behind the plate. Plunkett locates it and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. Plunkett waits till the last minute to throw away the mask. A lot of catchers, you see him get rid of it immediately. 1 down with Rankin at first for Jason Bray. Bray, it's been a hard luck 0 for 3. We mentioned he got robbed by both Lozano and Yakovich in the game on what looked like would be hits. He's also walked. You have nights like that where it looks like you'll get hits, and other nights you'll get a couple of dribblers to fall in or a little blooper. I think over the full season they all will average out. Oh, that was a good, I think, changeup in on the inside corner, strike one. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first, 1 down. Pipeliners leading 8-4. 1 strike pitch, ripped fair down the left field line. Eshelman will get it in, and it's going to be second and third with just 1 down. And I'm curious to see, I'm thinking that's the first extra base hit tonight. I believe it is. I think everything had been singles to that point.
Now batting for the Heat, center fielder, Jacob.
They're going to bring up Jacob Allen. Yeah, Coach Dawson had started to go out and then stopped. Of course, he still could leave if he went out. That would just be the first visit of the inning. Allen has walked a couple times, single. He's also been hit by a pitch, so he has not been retired. Takes outside, ball 1. So it's second and third, 1 down. That one misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Tabor going to go back to work on Allen. Just trying to get a strike in there. He misses low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. If he loses Allen, that would then get your potential tying run to the plate in the inning, and that's all Wellington was shooting for in the inning. Try to get that batter to the plate. The 3-0 is ball 4. That's going to load the bases.
Now back for the Heat, third baseman.
Now Coach Dawson will come out to the mound. No, but I'm trying to see. There is somebody just kind of soft tossing. Well, because it's going to be a player already in the game, it's going to be Jake Selko. They're going to go for the Selko save this evening. So Adam Tabor ends up going 3 1/3. And he gave up a couple of hits. They were both in this inning. And he struck out 4 and walked. I think that might have been his third walk. Let me double check. Actually, it looks like that would just be Adam Tabor's second walk of the game. And he struck out 4. And I believe it was our new first baseman, Carrasco. Cheatham, Tyson Cheatham, who's in the DH spot, will move to first as Jake Selko gets his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing Tristan Williams and Cody Carpenter. Selko will make his 9th appearance. He has a couple of saves. He's thrown 5 innings, given up 1 run on, it was earned on 4 hits. His ERA 1.80. He struck out 14. Walked 8. And the bases are loaded, 1 down, bottom of the 9th. Pipeliners lead it 8-4. Williams is 2 for 4 in the game. He's got a pair of singles and a pair of strikeouts and a run scored. Selko ready. First pitch down the middle, strike 1. Selko probably goes about 3/4 fastballs. He will throw the slider curveball. 1 strike pitch. Wow. It has been a tight zone as far as anything above. Well, I tell you, even below the belt has been called high at times tonight. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Tristan Williams. That one definitely high. 2-1 the count. Again, you have a 4-run lead, but the tying run is at the plate with just 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. Infield stays back. The 2-1 pitch fouled off right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So again, Tabor ended up going 3 1/3 after Hahn went 5. All runners on base would be Adam Tabor's responsibility as far as our final numbers. Wild pitch to the backstop, but it caroms right back to Plunkett. So the runners hold. That one got away from Selko, and now it'll be a 3-2 pitch coming. So Pipeliner fans here and listening, getting a little nervous here as the Heat trying to make a furious 9th inning rally. Selko ready. Here comes the payoff to Williams. Fouled back. So We'll do it all over again. Following Williams will be Cody Carpenter. At least that is who is due up, and it looks, yes, it is Carpenter with the bat in the on-deck circle. There are a couple of good bats not in the lineup for Wellington tonight. You could bring in if you wanted to. And got him to chase the high fastball for out number 2. I think if Williams holds off, that might have been ball 4.
Now batting left fielder, Cody
So a huge strikeout and second out of the inning. You're down to 1 out. If you're Wellington, it'll be Cody Carpenter. Carpenter 0 for 3. He's been on base on a fielder's choice and a walk. First pitch from Selko, stays high, ball 1. And when we do get to our postgame, we'll have your final numbers. We'll pick our player of the game. It'll be our Chad Pinson, Tim Knoll family player of the game tonight. And we'll look forward to the schedule as the 1-0 also high. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, bases loaded, 2 down. Bottom of the 9th, 8-4 Pipeliners. 2-0 from Selko. Brings it down for strike 1. Looked like Carpenter may be taking all the way there. Pipeliners trying to split the season series against Wellington. 2-1. Chopped foul to the Wellington dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Under the lights here in Wellington, temperature has fallen into the upper 80s. Muggy evening. The breeze that's gone down quite a bit since the middle of the game, kind of lightly blowing in from left center. And Pipeliners looking for their 2nd straight win. The 2-2 to Carpenter. And that's a wild pitch. But nobody will go home. And that's a smart move on Wellington's part. The important run right now is still at the plate. You don't want to risk it and get tossed out at the plate. I think that was a good idea to hold your runners. Now we'll see a 2nd straight batter the count is full on. And Jaden Hagman is due up next. The payoff to Carpenter is high, ball 4. It's 8-5, and the tying run is at first.
Now batting for the Heat, right fielder, Jaden Higman.
And it will be Hagman. Hagman has been on base once. He reached on an error in the 3rd. He also had an RBI ground out that came in the 6th inning. Now, any kind of base hit, you have to protect against anything in the gap, as Wellington be running on contact with 2 outs. Selko's first pitch. Inside corner, strike 1 with the fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Selko starting to work quicker. 1 strike pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you got Bray at 3rd, Allen at 2nd, Carpenter at 1st. Carpenter would have gotten an RBI as well on that walk. 1-1, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 2nd time here in the inning, the Heat have gotten down to their final strike. And Plunkett and the home plate umpire, quick little discussion there. We haven't seen Selko. He's not waving off a couple of signs. Haven't seen him drop down sidearm. Fastball lined into right field, base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. It's 8-6, so now your tying run is in scoring position. And it also gets the Heat back to the top of the lineup.
Now batting for the Heat, shortstop, Noah Barks.
And Noah Barks. Barks is 1 for 4. He's got a single, or actually, he is 0 for 4 with a walk, a sac fly RBI, and he's reached on an error. First pitch from Jake Selko, high ball 1. And it's now 8-6 with the bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, 2 down. The 1-0 catches the inside part of the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the 8th batter of the inning. Wellington has scored twice to cut it to a 2-run game. The 1-1 to Barks. Fouled back, and again, second straight batter. Selko's gotten down 1-2. Trying to get that final out here in the inning and secure the victory. Again, the tying run in scoring position out at second. Selko ready. The 1-2 pitch goes down sidearm, miss low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, he knew he likes to do that once in a while. That was the first time he's done it. You don't want to go full. That enables the runners to start as time called. Selko and Plunkett. Selko was shaking off signs. Like, this is the pitch I think you want to make right here. And Selko gets the one he likes. Here's the 2-2. Got him swinging. Big strikeout for Jake Selko. That will end the game. He got 2 in the inning. And your final score, Pipeliners 8 and the Wellington Heat 6. So Wellington grabs a couple of runs in the inning, and they got it on 3 hits, and they left the bases loaded. So again, your final tonight here in Wellington, the Pipeliners 8 and the Wellington Heat 6. Pipeliners now 12-21, and most importantly 10-11 in the South Central, and the Heat fall to 22-11, 14-6 in the South Central. So 8-6 your final. We'll take our end of the game timeout and be back with your Pipeliner postgame show, as this is Pipeliner Baseball on the Ad Astra Sports Network.
Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Locally owned and proud to call Central Kansas home, Ad Astra Radio is your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app. Kicks Country 106 is McPherson's country station and your source for local news, weather, and sports content. Join Aaron West afternoons on The Drive for your chance to win concert tickets and more. Streaming on the Ad Astra Radio app, today's best country, Kicks Country 106. Ad Astra Radio, your source for award-winning news, weather, and sports coverage. No one covers Central Kansas better. Ad Astra Radio is a proud supporter of the McPherson Pipeliners. Listen to select Pipeliners games online at adastraradio.com and on the Ad Astra Radio app.